social media, man. Another week in the books and another day of the best day of the week in the week. That day being Friday. Man, oh man, do we have an awesome show prepared. And on top of that, we got some Friday night football. Now, it may be the Philadelphia Eagles and Green Bay Packers, but Tommy Cutlass, baby, representing the New York Giants. Why? Because NFL kicks off this Sunday. Man, it's going to be an awesome one to watch. I cannot fucking wait for it. Aside from that, wow, excuse me. I apologize. I feel like there's something going around here in Texas. I fear it's that bullshit that we be talking about. But as always, do not forget to click the link in the description of this video and be sure to check out all the other social media platforms of No Mercy Sports, whether it be Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, whatever. But if you fancy yourself and you want to check out some of the other tabs that are in the link in the description of this video, all you gotta do is click the link that says True Victory. It is a veteran-owned, veteran-operated clothing brand, and man, do they have some awesome stuff. Now, I realize I'm not repping True Victory right now, but I mean, come on. Football season is, or I should say NFL season is literally right around the corner. And as you can tell, I am a fucking Giants fan, and I will take that to my grave. Again, apologies. Because there was some bullshit going around here in Texas, and I fear that I caught it. However, though, like I said, don't forget to click the tab that says True Victory. Get yourself a t-shirt. Get yourself a t-shirt. Get yourself a pair of shorts, jogging pants, backpack, gym bag, decal, hat, bandana, whatever you want. However, when it comes to checkout, be sure to use code No Mercy Sports 15 for 15% off your entire purchase. Don't worry, though. I know what some of y'all are thinking. Oh, well, we're not going to remember that. Don't worry. The code for 15% off your entire purchase is in the description of this video, and it's also under the link in the description of this video. Man, True Victory, man. I love them. I know you're going to love them. Whether you're in a hot, humid environment or in California for that reason. Look, True Victory, they got you covered. I know because I wear them. Their t-shirts are just mwah! But again, do not forget to use code No Mercy Sports 15 for 15% off your entire purchase. All right, then. And now it's time for the most uncut, unfiltered, and unfucking censored sports talk show you will find on social media. Without further ado, and at the end of this episode, you will know whose game this is, with everybody saying No Mercy Sports. Let's get into the fucking intro and fucking cue it, baby!
Nobody can stop me now.
Let me talk to you. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are live! Sponsored by Dog Media Network, College Football Dog. If you don't know them, you damn sure better check them out because they know their college football shit. Woo! Now, I'm bringing a lot more energy to today's episode. Why? Because It's fucking Friday. It's the best day of the week. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Let it be known in the fucking comments, and I will tell you otherwise. But we got a great show here today. Man, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot to talk about. And on top of that, we got some football that we need to talk about. All right? Now, I was a co-host on last night's show of College Sports Villains. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, maybe this will refresh your memory.
I'm a bad guy, the one you love to hate. Andrew Anderson, spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast, like a punch right to your face. College Sports Villain, taking it over the place. I'll bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain, well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide. Hard rock in my veins, rebellious to the core. I won't back down, won't take it anymore. The bad guy of the podcast world, that's me. Unleashing the truth, setting it all free. Unleashing the truth.
Ah, yes, if you don't tune in to the most villainous college sports talk show on social media, are you even a fan of college football? I mean, come on. We have so much fun, and at the end of the episode, you know why. Some of us are villains in our own right. But every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, make sure you tune in to the most villainous college sports talk show you will find on social media, that being College Sports Villains. Excuse me. All right. Now, like I said, we got an awesome show we're talking about. And look, I know football and I know NFL and college football are going on right now. But look, there's another sport that's going on right now. That sport being arguably the greatest sport of all time. Baseball. Why? Because it is America's pastime. Now, we didn't really have enough to appreciate it at the time. Well, especially if you came up in like the Babe Ruth era, Lou Gehrig, Roger Maris, Yogi Berra. I mean, the Yankees dominated for a very, very long time. But speaking of the Yankees, there is no debate whatsoever that the Yankees are the greatest baseball franchise of all time, and it's not even close. If you think that there is a better team than the New York Yankees, let it be known in the comments, and I will definitely argue that shit. Anyways, the players that have put on the pinstripes, and they've guided the Yankees to World Series trophy. The players that have put on the pinstripes and guided the New York Yankees to World Series trophies is without question unprecedented. I mean, come on. We have Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Yogi Berra, Roger Maris, Derek Jeter. The list goes on and on. I mean, it's not even close. Oh, the Yankees pitched a good game. That they did. And look, hey, Maddie, I lived in Chicago for 15 years, and I am a diehard Yankees fan. However, because I lived in Chicago for 15 years, as long as the Chicago Cubs don't play the New York Yankees, I'm a Yankees fan. However, unfortunately, today was not the day to be a Cubs fan, mostly because, why? The Yankees were playing the Cubs. But the Yankees pitching decided to show up. Now, fucking food dispenser. Anyways, now, it's clear that since 2009, it's been a while since the New York Yankees have won a World Series championship. But that all changed in 2015, 16, hell, let's say 2017, when a young kid that is 6'9" and now the new New York Yankees captain out of Fresno State and hell, let's say San Francisco for all we care. That guy being Aaron All-Raz motherfucking Judge. Now, he has had, ever since he's donned the pinstripes, one of the best careers that I've ever seen. I mean, look, the dude was the 2017 AL Rookie of the Year. He won the AL MVP in 2022. He's a 6-time All-Star, and on top of that, he also won the Home Run Derby. Now, let's talk about 2022. In that year, Aaron Judge took the biggest gamble on himself to secure a contract with the Yankees. Why? Because he wanted to play with the Yankees. He wanted to be the new captain of the Yankees. This dude really took the biggest gamble on himself just to secure a contract, and the year that followed is arguably the greatest year that I have seen in modern day history. Why? Because this dude really set the AL single season home run record that was previously held by one former Yankee, that former Yankee being Roger Maris. You know how good you have to be to hit 61 home runs in a single season? This dude, Aaron Judge, really hit 62 home runs in a single season on game 162 against a team that would win the World Series that year, that team being the Texas Rangers. Might have been 2023. I'm not entirely sure. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. We got some comments. All right. Now, yeah, I did pick South Carolina to beat Kentucky. But, I mean, South Carolina is one of those stadiums where it's, in my opinion, a hard win to get. Why? Because this is the SEC. When was the last time that Kentucky was actually a good football team in the SEC? Because they are primarily known for being a basketball school, Maddie. All right? Look, I like Kentucky, but let's just stick to basketball. Let's stick to what we're good at. But speaking of football, look, we got an awesome game on right now. We got the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles in Sao Paulo, Brazil right now. And look, all the glazing of Jordan Love is about to come crashing down on all these so-called expert analysts Why? Because Green Bay has never seen a team like the Philadelphia Eagles before. They've never seen an offense like the Philadelphia Eagles before. And look, don't get me wrong, I firmly believe that Jordan Love really earned his contract after the year that he had last year, but if you're a so-called expert analyst, do not let Jordan Love be the center of attention that you want to build a team around. If I want to build a fucking football team, I'm going to make sure that it's Joe, Slim Brady, Burrow, baby. All right, getting off topic here. Whew. All right, Jason Giambi was the man for the Yankees. Ooh, woo. Man, the Yankees, oh, God. And even in the mid-2000s, they had a stacked roster. They really did. But Jason Giambino, when he got off the juice and grew out his mustache, man, was he the man. Oh, okay. All right. That'll be a good game. That'll definitely be a good game. I'm going to have my eyes open. I'm going to have my eyes peeled and ears open come tomorrow just to watch the college football games that are going to be going on. Why? Because, look, as much as I love my wife, she's got to understand that football is here. Baseball season is heating up right now. I mean, the fucking Mets and Braves are tied for the final spot in the NL wild card right now. All right, no worries. It's only the opening drive. Who fucking gives a shit? Kentucky won 10 games in the last 7 years. Ooh, yeah, because that's arguably because they finally decided to get their heads out of their fucking assets. Anyways, so let's get back to the New York Yankees, all right? We've seen a lot of players don the pinstripes and become some of arguably the greatest Yankees of all time. Now, Aaron Judge is having, now in 2024, Judge is second in the league in batting average, leads the league in home runs and RBIs. Now, we've seen some great Yankees players help deliver championships to the team. However, in 2024, if Judge can lead the New York Yankees to a World Series championship, because let's see, he's got AL Rookie of the Year, he's got the Home Run Derby championship, he's got the AL MVP in his hardware case, he is a 6-time All-Star. The one thing missing from his trophy case is that beloved World Series championship. Hell, dare I say, World Series MVP. Now, if Judge leads the Yankees to a World Series win this year, does he deserve a seat at being one of the greatest Yankee players of all time? Now, in the modern day, yes, absolutely. There's no denying the fact that Aaron Judge, with what he's done since coming on to the Yankees, there is no doubt that in the modern day, he deserves to call himself one of the greatest Yankee players of all time. I mean, like I said, we've seen Babe Ruth, we've seen Yogi Berra, Roger Maris, Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, just so many to name. That is that is how historic the Yankees are. But the one thing that Aaron Judge needs to make sure that he has a seat at the table of being considered one of the greatest Yankee players of all time is that World Series trophy. Now, do not get me wrong. The ride that Aaron Judge has been providing us New York Yankee fans on, it's been nothing short of amazing. Judge played 106 games last year and was still in top 10 in fucking home runs. I believe he was just shy of 40. 2022, he set the AL single season record of home runs. I say AL because, look, NL was different. We had Sammy Sosa, we had Barry Bonds, we had Mark freaking McGwire, for crying out loud. But what's going on in the AL, you know? Come on. What's going on in the fucking American League? Now, about to do some some more yelling. I'm about to do some more yelling. Why? Because 2017 was easily the best year. Not the greatest. You could put in an argument for the greatest year for the Yankees to win the World Series. Unfortunately, they lost in 7 games to the fucking Houston Astros. Now, we didn't know that they were cheating at the time, but as soon as news broke that the Astros cheated to win the World Series, man, oh man, should that title have gone to the New York Yankees. Why? Because that roster was fucking stacked. I'm talking Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, DJ LeMahieu, Gary Sanchez, Greg Bird. I mean, the pitchers that they had too. Tommy Kahnle, Garrett Cole. Oh, fuck, who was their closer? Oh, Aroldis Chapman. I mean, come on. That 2017 was their best year to win the World Series. Now, an argument could be made of the fact that 2022 was also a good year for the Yankees to win the World Series, but I mean, come on. The fact that they got swept by the fucking Astros and went 82-80. There's only one man and one man alone to blame for that fucking season. That man being Aaron motherfucking Boone. That dude could not manage his way outside of a wet paper fucking bag. If this dude actually put the amount of time and effort to be a manager, then he would selecting his fucking watch that he wears when the camera is on him. Man, going back to 2017, the Yankees would have multiple championships. God. But, look, I firmly believe that if Aaron Judge and the Yankees, if they do, because I know the Yankees live rent-free in a lot of y'all's heads. I know they do because I'm a motherfucking fan. Look, they are basically the Dallas Cowboys of baseball, all right? Everybody loves seeing them lose. But, as you can tell, I'm a Giants fan, and I love nothing more than watching the Dallas Cowboys lose in the playoffs. Why? Because Jerry Jones is still stuck in the past. That dumb, senile son of a fucking bitch. However, speaking of football, the NFL kicked off last night. We had the reigning, defending Kansas City. I'm sorry. Let me rewind. We had the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs, in Arrowhead, going up against the Baltimore Ravens. Now, what a way to kick off the NFL season. The Ravens were a literal Kevin Durant toenail away from beating the Chiefs the same way that the Detroit Lions did last year in their home opener and taking a win, walking out with a win against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Why am I going to argue this? Why? It's hard to argue against something like this when it's straight fucking facts, Maddie. It's hard to, because he was. Man, he was a part of the greatest Yankees dynasty run in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it's not even close. Unfortunately, 2001 came around. We're not going to talk about that, but me being in the panhandle of Texas, it'll be a cold day in hell before I root for the goddamn Astros. Hell, I would rather bury the hatchet and root for the goddamn Diamondbacks, of which I've been doing. And man, oh man, the sweep that the Diamondbacks had last year over the Dodgers. The fucking Dodgers, who are predicted to win a World Series since winning the NL West since 2013. Like, come on. Dodgers can't do a damn thing in the playoffs. They lost to an 89-win team, being the San Diego Padres in the NLDS or NLCS, I believe. And then they go on to lose the literal very next year to the fucking Diamondbacks they go on to get swept by the Diamondbacks in the NLDS. Now, I saw the highlights of Game 1 between the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. The fact that the Diamondbacks got 10-plus runs over the Dodgers, I was like, oh, shit. Diamondbacks basically just exhausted their entire offense in this game, and now the Dodgers are about to take over. But, man, when it came to Game 3, and I saw that the Diamondbacks hit 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 home runs in one inning. I really said, yo, Arizona is about to take this game, this series over the fucking LA Dodgers and move on to the NLCS. Like, are you kidding me right now? All right. But let's move on from baseball right now. We are talking about NFL. And man, oh man, did the Ravens and Chiefs fucking deliver last night. Now, who was it? What are you fucking doing? Oh, God, Jalen. See, this is why the fucking Eagles have their backs up against the fucking wall right now. This is a literal make or break season for the Philadelphia Eagles. They had Jason Kelce retired. They brought in Saquon Barkley. Jalen Hurts is one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the fucking league right now. And he throws an interception to the goddamn Packers. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Green Bay scores. It would not fucking surprise me. However, speaking of football, what a way for the Ravens and Chiefs to kick things off last night on Thursday Night Football. Now, the Ravens really needed the last, we'll say 30 seconds to go down the field and do a game-winning drive. How the fuck Lamar Jackson missed an open pass to Zay motherfucking Flowers is beyond me. However, the Ravens would come up in a literal fucking toenail and lose. Now, it looked like that the Ravens had the game or the game-tying touchdown to tie things up. Howdy! Now, it looked like that the Ravens had things in the palm of their hands when Isaiah Likely scored the, we'll say, game-tying touchdown because they were an extra point away from tying things up. But when you go to the replay and you look at it, Isaiah Likely was a literal fucking toenail away from making sure that the game was going to get tied up. Now, if John Harbaugh, because much like myself and him, he really thought that Isaiah Likely got the touchdown. And he was going to say, hey, let's go for 2. But upon further review, unfortunately for the Ravens, didn't work out in their favor, and they lost 27-20 to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I know for a fact that Isaiah Likely went back into that locker room and said, I'm sorry, Mr. Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make my foot touch the out of bounds line. Sorry, I had to channel my inner outcast. I mean, come on. It was right there for the picking, you know? But hey, when in doubt, always rely on Patrick Kermit the Frog Mahomes when it comes to go-ahead situations. However, sure, this game got things going for the NFL season, but what does this loss say for Baltimore going forward, and what does the win say for the Kansas City Chiefs? I'm glad some of y'all are tuning in because I'll tell you what it says for the Baltimore Ravens. They are not, I repeat, they are not going to be one of the top teams in the AFC this year. Why? Because Joe Burrow is going through his Slim Brady era. If you haven't seen Joe Burrow with his Slim Shady haircut, man, oh man, are you in for a surprise? Because ironic enough, the next team that Kansas City plays are the Cincinnati Bengals. However, Cincinnati has their eyes on one team right now going into this Sunday. That team being the New England Patriots, and Cincinnati's getting the win. It's not even close. But as far as Baltimore goes, look, what Lamar Jackson was doing out there, it was like, bro, you're going to throw for 37 times total, and you have a 6'5", 250-pound running back in the backfield. Now, look, I get it. You aren't used to having a running back in the backfield, and you basically got to scramble like you're thinking that you're Michael fucking Vick. But, my God. Lamar Jackson, John Harbaugh, I hope you're watching this, sitting down, eyes peeled and ears open, because whether you want to or not, let me fucking talk to you. The amount of times that Lamar Jackson threw the ball last night were the amount of times that Derrick Henry should have been running the ball last night. You are trying to out-finesse the motherfucking finesser, one being Patrick Kermit the Frog fucking Mahomes in Arrowhead Stadium while they are unveiling their back-to-back Super Bowl championship banner. You have Derrick Henry in the goddamn backfield. You should have been running the goddamn ball down their fucking throats! Why? Because when it comes to having a guy like Derrick Henry in the fucking backfield, the name of the game is time of possession! 13 rushes for 46 yards? Look, on the first drive alone, he led you guys to a fucking touchdown. Now, sorry, I just received a text from my wife. But look, when you have a guy like Derrick Henry in your backfield, you gotta ram it and run it down their fucking throats. The name of the game with somebody like Derrick Henry in the backfield is the exact same thing that the Giants had when they had Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs in the backfield. Time of possession. Now, here's the crazy thing. On the first drive alone, Derrick Henry was part of the reason why the Ravens marched down the field and got a touchdown. This takes me back to when I was watching, SMU and Utah State. And the quarterback for SMU was Preston Stone. The dude was, I believe, 1 for 7, 3 for 10 in the opening for a good while of the game. Insert Kevin Jennings. Dude goes 4 for 5 for, I believe, 54 yards and led SMU down the field to a fucking touchdown. Kevin Jennings even finished with a better QBR than Preston Stone did. Now, sure, he had over, I want to say, 300 yards. But look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Derrick Henry is one of those guys that can easily get the job done, I shouldn't say regardless. Yes, he is up there in age. Sorry, shoulder problems. Now, yes, Derrick Henry is up there in age, but he is one of those guys that can get that job done. Now, what this loss says to the Kansas City Chiefs for Baltimore, I'm sorry, y'all are not going to be finishing in the top 5 of the AFC anytime soon. All right? It's going to be Buffalo, not in any specific order. It's going to be Cincinnati, Buffalo, hell, even Miami, for crying out loud. Hell, I'll even put the Raiders up there just because of Antonio Pierce alone. And the dude, let's put it this way. Antonio Pierce was really winning games with Aiden O'Fucking-Connell under center. To quote Conor McGregor, who the fuck is that guy? But what it says for the Kansas City Chiefs moving forward in this season, there's a lot of NFL fans that are looking at the Buffalo Bills like, have you lost your motherfucking mind? Because they've really let Xavier Worthy walk to the Kansas City Chiefs when they had the opportunity in their grasp. But, hey, Buffalo going to do Buffalo things. There is a reason that they went to 4 straight Super Bowls and lost 4 straight Super Bowls. It's not even close. But there's definitely one thing that's going to be going on tomorrow. That one thing being college football. Now, let's move on to something that we've been waiting for since both the national championship and Super Bowl came to an end in February, and that topic is football. Now, quite a few college football teams did not have the best week 1 last week. Florida got blown out by their in-state rival Miami, thinking that they could bounce. Oh, Jesus. Wow, am I stupid. Now, thinking that they could get a bounce back after getting upset in Ireland, Florida State, of all teams, and my dumbass thinking that they would be going on a revenge tour, Florida State would lose to fucking Boston College. LSU would lose on a last-second penalty to fucking USC. Man, again, if you don't follow college sports villains, you already know, or you don't know that we were talking about the recap game with LSU and USC. And I'm a firm believer thinking that, you know what? Brian Kelly is a fucking fraud. What the hell is he doing in LSU? LSU is a unprecedented program. I mean, we saw some of the best players in the 2019 season come out and go into the NFL draft. I'm talking Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Joe Burrow. Fuck! Anyways, but LSU, they lost game one in week one to USC. Who the fuck does that? And while Clemson put up a good fight to Georgia in the first half, the Tigers would go on to get decimated in the second half, losing 34-3 to Georgia, who honestly, I firmly believe they are going on a revenge tour this season. Georgia, national champions of 2024, 2025. Fucking book it. It's not even close. However, though, out of Florida State, Clemson, and LSU, who had the worst week one? Hey, what's up, my guy? If you don't follow this guy right now, Football Frame of Mind podcast, man, give this dude a follow. He knows what he's talking about. Much like myself, he is prior service. I'm currently in service. Dude knows what he's talking about. We had him on the show last night on College Sports Villains. He's an awesome dude. Much like myself, he's got an awesome personality. You're not going to want to miss it. Football Frame of Mind podcast. Be sure to tune in. But like I was saying, out of all the four teams I listed, Florida State, Clemson, and LSU, who had the worst week one? I'm going to tell you right now, it's Florida, and it's not even close. Now, not only do you lose to your in-state rival being... Do I got to say more? Y'all lost to this team. You lost to them. You know what? No. Florida didn't lose to Miami. They got fucking decimated by Miami. And it wasn't even close. The final score was 41-17. Now, Gainesville is one of the toughest places to win. Not as tough as Kyle Field, where Texas A&M plays. That's another story for another day. Kyle Field is one of, if not the toughest places to win. Like I said, follow this guy, like and subscribe. Follow Football Frame of Mind podcast. God knows his stuff. But here's how I see things. I don't know what the hell is in the water in Gainesville right now. Florida fans are, if anything, one of the most passionate fans in college football, and it's not even close. I mean, hell, they were literally rooting for a team of convicts. You heard me right. 2007, 2008. They were literally rooting for a team of convicts that were led by Urban Meyer and a Christian quarterback, being Tim Tebow. How that team won a national championship is beyond me. But let's fast forward to 2024. Guys, are y'all serious? You get your asses kicked at home? But hey, it's not like, hey, you lost to an in-state rival. You get your asses kicked at home. It's not like things can get any worse. Oh, that's right. Let's talk about Bill Napier. This is literally the only reason why I'm saying that Florida had the worst week one of all time. And I'll let you know why. Because aside from getting beaten down like a Renton mule to your in-state rival, your head coach goes up to a podium and he, without even thinking and even hesitated, goes, hey, you know what? We just got to get back to practice. We got to get back to doing what we do best, Florida Gator things, and let's worry about what people in their mother's basement have to say. Now, saying that he said, "Oh, I bet you live in your mother's basement." That's obviously the most go-to saying when you're doing a sports debate. Now, I listen to ESPN radio. Imagine the look on my face when somebody like Mike Greenberg, somebody that's been glazing the goddamn Jets ever since they got Aaron Rodgers, and he takes it fucking literally. Look, we get it. There's no basements in Florida. Why? Because it's fucking Florida. It's one of the most humid states in the country. Come on. You fucking dumbass. You really took that saying literally? Come on. Look, the only thing I really agreed on with this idiot that breaks an arm glazing the New York Jets thinking that they're actually going to do something is the fact that it's like, look, the one thing you don't do is talk about the fans. Why? Because Florida fans are some of the passionate fans in college football, and it's not even close as far as the SEC goes. But the fact that, how do I word this? The fact that Bill Napier had the impudence, the audacity. If you know where I'm going with this, then you know. The unmitigated gall to talk about Florida fans after getting blown out 41-17. Are you kidding me right now? Bro, how you still have a job as a Florida head coach is really beyond me. You should have been fired the second those words left your mouth. However, when this upcoming when tomorrow rolls around, I guarantee you that Bill Napier will no longer be the head coach at the University of Florida. All right, we got another comment. Oh, Maddie, I'm sorry. Like I've been saying, Georgia goes on a revenge tour this season, and Georgia is gonna smack the bourbon. Is it bourbon or whiskey? Let me know in the comment. Regardless, Georgia is gonna smack something out of Kentucky. If it's whiskey, let me know. If it's bourbon, also let me know. But yeah, Georgia is winning that game handily, and it's not even close. Now, like I said, in my opinion, Florida had one of, if not the worst week ones. But there's another team out there. There's another team out there that had a worst 2 weeks. Florida State. You know what? Let's talk about the fallout that has been Florida State. Now, last year, yes, they went undefeated. They won the SEC. They won the ACC championship, but got snubbed out of the college football playoffs. However, their fans didn't take too kindly to that. Boo. Moo. Anyways. Thank you. Is that where like Jim and Jack come from? Just curious. But thank you, Maddie. Thank you for clarifying that. Oh, yes, Florida State. Now, a battle ensued with figuratively and quite literally of people speaking between Jesus, I got to get my words together. Now, a battle ensued of people talking about why Florida State belonged in the college football playoffs against people saying why they didn't belong in the college football playoffs. And honestly, I was on the side of why Florida State didn't deserve to be in the college football playoffs. All right. Now, like I said, I was on the side of why Florida State did not deserve to be in the college football playoffs. Who are they going to play? Jordan Travis, a Heisman favorite, went down. And, like, are you kidding me? You're going to go up against Michael Penix Jr. and the Michael Penix Jr., Rome Odunze, and the Washington Huskies? No, that's a fucking loss. Yeah, you're going to go up against Quinn Ewers in Texas? No, that's a fucking loss. Yeah, you're also going to go up against Jalen Milroe and Alabama, who has looked arguably their weakest last year, but somehow still got into the college football playoffs. Look, there is no way that Florida State, if they played Alabama with their first-string starters and Jordan Travis under center, walks away with a win. That's not an insult. That is just a fact of life. Yeah! And then on top of that, Florida State playing Michigan, who would eventually go on to win the national championship. That's a conversation for another day. But no, there's no way in fucking hell that Florida State walks out of the Rose Bowl beating Michigan. Now, when it was announced that Florida State would be playing Georgia of all teams, I made a TikTok. You can check it out. All you got to do is click the link in the description of this video and click the tab that says TikTok, because I made a video about it. When the time comes to play Georgia of all teams, Florida State will be lucky to even get past midfield. How in the blue, literally, fucking hell, Florida State put up 3 points against Georgia, who was motivated after losing in the SEC championship to Alabama and also getting snubbed from the college football playoffs is anyways, the result of that game, Georgia put a beat down on Florida State 63-3. Now, after that game, the excuses came pouring in and had me in a mindset of Jenny from Forrest Gump. Are y'all stupid or something? Oh my God, we lost because we didn't play our starters. We lost because of this reason. We lost because of that reason. Yeah, no shit. Because Florida State really put it out there that, hey, we're not going to start our first stringers. We're going to start our second and third stringers. Guess what? Florida State still hung 63 on your dumbasses with their second and third stringers. Hell, after the first quarter, they took their first stringers out of the fucking game and then put their second and third stringers in and still whooped y'all's asses. But hey, there's always next season to look forward to, right? Florida State, they had 2 games that they should be able to win and bounce back from. Let's see, week 0, they fly over to Ireland, of all places, and get ready to kick things off for college football. Now, I may have woken up needing a hair of the dog that bit me that day, but the fact that I really thought that DJ Ukulele, I say ukulele because I'm not trying to pronounce that name anytime soon. When I saw the dude in a FSU uniform, man, was that game over before it even started. And the fact that Georgia Tech walked away with that win, man, there's no way things could get any worse for Florida State, right? I mean, hell, they're going back to America. They're playing Boston College in Florida State. This is easily a bounce back win for Florida State to get the win and somehow stay within the top 25 rankings. Oh, God. Man, did that go out the window when they lost to Boston College. So, now Florida State finds themselves 0-3 since the Orange Bowl. And 0-2 on the season since they dropped out of the rankings faster than the 1929 stock market crash. And it's not even close. So the question is, with these two losses on the season, where does Florida State go from here? And what do these two losses say about their season? Florida State ain't going nowhere. No fucking where. They really lost to Georgia Tech of all teams. Now, I'll be honest. I'll be 100% honest. Much like hockey, I don't really delve into what's going on in the transfer portal. Much as I want to get into hockey, I don't delve like trying to know a player's name and what team they play for or what players have played for the teams that are in the NHL. I'll say this, though. The fact that Florida State lost to Georgia Tech and Boston College, their season's going nowhere. Their season is done. They are going to have a losing record this season, and it's not even close. All right? So the fact that it really took 2 games for me to realize that, or hell, I'll even go back to 2 weeks ago when it was week 0 and I saw DJ Ukulele in a Florida State uniform. All right, what we got, Maddie? I mean, I could see more 6-6 over 7-5, but as long as DJ Ukulele remains under center, they might have a losing season this year. I'm just being straight up. Why? Because DJ Ukulele sucks fucking ass. Yeah! But does Florida State get a few wins here and there? Yeah, maybe. But I'm hopping on the bandwagon that Mike Norville, he's a fucking fraud. However, though, if he didn't have DJ Ukulele under center, then, hey, maybe Florida State is 1-1. Hell, maybe Florida State is 2-0 if DJ Ukulele isn't under center, because I'm going to give a hot take, or you know what? I'll give a no mercy take right now. Mike Norville isn't the problem. It's DJ Ukulele. That dude couldn't lead or quarterback his way out of a wet paper fucking bag, like I said about Aaron fucking Boone. But yeah, just it's just mind-blowing of what Florida State has become when they were like, oh, we're going on a revenge tour, we're doing this, we're doing that, da, 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 da. Yeah. How'd that work out for y'all? Please. All right, though. We are going to take our first commercial break. Wow, it's been an hour already? Anyways, so I'm going to take my first commercial break. I will see y'all in less than a minute.
Icy Breeze is the world's first portable air conditioner and cooler. A premium ice cooler that doubles as an eco-friendly portable air conditioner. This is not a swamp cooler, just blowing air across ice. Over 60 parts and components allow Icy Breeze to achieve what no other product in the world can do. The secret behind the Icy Breeze is an innovative design that circulates chilled ice water through a heat exchanger in the lid, replacing the Freon used in most ACs. Fresh air is drawn from hidden vents in the top of the cooler, pulled across the exchanger, and chilled down to 35 degrees cooler than the outside air. A 3-speed fan control delivers Icy Breeze's dry, cold air up to 25 miles per hour, just like a car AC. And a stay-put flex hose directs the breeze in any direction. Wherever you need it, Icy Breeze helps you beat the heat.
Ah, yes. Now, if you're a college football fan like myself and you love to tailgate, something like Icy Breeze is definitely going to come through in the clutch, especially if you live in the south of the Mason-Dixon line, because I have lived north of the Mason-Dixon line myself, and man, I'm not used to this warm winter stuff and everything like that. It's crazy how when you live in a desert for the last 5 years, and when winter comes around, you're like, oh my God, I want snow, I want this, I want that. You just get sunshine and nothing else. But man. All right, though. We got some college football predictions that we need to make. Now, one of the games that is currently on tonight, right now, I have as an upset, I'm taking BYU over SMU on ESPN2. Why? Because if SMU really decided that they were going to go with Preston Stone against BYU, if this dude, hang on, I'm tuning in right now to this game. I have the Eagles and Packers game on right now, but I'll tell you what, if Preston Stone is in this game right now, I really might turn it off just to watch the oh, there we go. That ain't BYU or SMU. Neither is that. Okay. So looks like, hang on. I'm checking a few channels right now on my TV service. So if you are using a TV service and you're paying, what, $60-$70 a month, and that's YouTube TV with NFL and MLB included, or if you're paying for Fubo or Sling or something else, odds are that's going to be $50-$60 a month. Look, the TV service that I have right now, man, do I fucking love it. Well, looks like nothing's appearing on that channel anytime soon. But look, the TV service that I have right now, I love it. All you got to do is click the link in the description of this video and click on the tab that says DSTV. If you have a Gmail account and you have some good Wi-Fi service, man, oh man, let me talk to you. You are going to get so much than what you bargained for. This TV service is $20 a month. On top of that, if you're feeling a certain je ne sais quoi, then they have every 3 months, count them, 1, 2, 3, for $60 every 3 months. I love my TV service. I ain't even gonna lie. It looks like the Eagles and Packers were in a commercial. But yeah, like I said, click the link in the description of this video if you want an awesome TV service and you want to get away from overpaying for something like YouTube TV and Sling and having to add on the MLB package, the NFL package, the NHL package, or even the NBA package. Because look, that's going to cost you a pretty penny. But with my TV service, you get all those packages included, plus free pay-per-views. If you're a UFC fan, or hell, even a WWE fan, the pay-per-views are included, and it's not even close. I know you're not a believer of this comment, but I'm going to make a prediction. Brock Vandagriff He'll have 25 to 3,000 yards passing, 25 to 30 touchdowns throwing, and he. Okay. A very bold prediction, Maddie. A very bold prediction indeed. That's what I love. All right? That's what I love about this channel. You make bold predictions. Look, I'm not here to judge, all right? I'm just here to talk sports and talk shit about sports. If you have a take that you believe in, obviously let it be known in the comments. I'm not going to judge you. Now, if you say that LeBron James is the greatest of all time over Michael Jordan, those are fighting words, and I will completely back that up. But look, like I said, we got some college football going on aside from NFL football going on right now. This is a upset that I have. Again, it's available on ESPN2. BYU at SMU. I got BYU beating SMU. What the score is going to be, I honestly don't know. But if SMU is starting Preston Stone instead of Kevin Jennings, BYU is easily getting that victory. Aside from that, in the later game, we got Duke versus Northwestern. I'm taking Duke over Northwestern because when the hell was I think it was like 6-7 years ago that Northwestern was actually good at college football. All right, but let's move on to Saturday. Now, this was one of the takes that the host himself of College Sports Villains sent out in a group chat that we have. First game up, we got number 3 Texas at number 10 Michigan at Michigan Stadium of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Look, I said this last night and I will say it again. I'm a firm believer that Texas is going to make a name for themselves in the SEC. They're also going to make some noise in the SEC as well. But going into Ann Arbor, the big house, I'll say it again, the big house that houses over 100,000 people. Look, I know Michigan lost a lot of players to the NFL draft. They even have a new head coach. They are really under some serious investigation, but it's called the Big House for a reason. I got number 10 Michigan beating number 3 Texas. Now, let's move on. Bowling Green goes into Beaver Stadium of University Park, Pennsylvania, to take on number 8 Penn State. Bowling Green, y'all ain't walking out with a win anytime soon. The score between Bowling Green and number 8 Penn State is more than likely going to be the same thing that Ole Miss put up against Furman of all teams. Now, this game is definitely going to be a good one. Arkansas at number 16, Oklahoma State. I'm really predicting that this is going to be a very close game, but I think that number 16, Oklahoma State, walks away with a very hard-fought win over Arkansas. Now, on ESPN, depending where you're at, we got number 17, Kansas State, going into New Orleans, Louisiana to take on the Tulane Green Wave. Tulane, they've been good for the last few years. Kansas State, though, I'm really surprised that they actually find themselves in the top 25 rankings. But I will say this. Give me Tulane upsetting number 17, Kansas State. Next game up, we got 23rd ranked Georgia Tech going into Syracuse to take on the Orangemen. Don't know a whole lot about Syracuse right now. I'll be the first to admit that. Why? Because, like I said, I don't study the NIL transfer portal as much as I do for other sports like football. Basically NFL and baseball. So give me Georgia Tech over Syracuse. This should be an interesting one. Rhode Island at Minnesota. Minnesota, I believe, took a loss. Let me double check real quick. Yeah, they took a loss to North Carolina. How? I don't know, because they lost Drake May, who was supposed to be a Heisman candidate last year and didn't do a goddamn fucking thing. Anyways, so I say Minnesota bounces back and gets the win over Rhode Island. Akron at Rutgers, give me Rutgers. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati, give me Pittsburgh. Army at Florida Atlantic. Now, this is what the fuck, Philly? All right, we're going to get to this game that's going on right now. After we make some college football predictions. Fuck. Anyways, Army at Florida Atlantic. Now, I have a sibling that goes to that school. Ironic enough, I'm in the Army. You know what? I'm going to take the Army over Florida Atlantic. This is an easy no-brainer. McNeese goes into Kyle Field College Stadium, Texas, to take on Texas A&M. Texas A&M, y'all bounce back after that the loss to Notre Dame. How y'all let them win is kind of beyond me. Tennessee Tech at number 1, Georgia in Athens, Georgia. Georgia takes that win easily. Next game up, we got a few kind of throwaway games that I'm just like, you know what? No, it's not worth talking about. We got Northern Illinois at DeKalb, Illinois, going into Notre Dame Stadium, Notre Dame, Indiana. And I really hope that a certain somebody who is a USC fan is tuning into this show, because all I got to say is, cheer, cheer for old Notre Dame. Wake up the echoes cheering her name. Give me number 5 Notre Dame over Northern Illinois. After that, we got Baylor going into number 11 Utah. Give me fucking Utah any day of the week. 21 Iowa over Iowa State. Jacksonville State goes into Louisville to take on 22nd ranked Louisville. Gonna have to give it to Louisville. California goes into Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn, Alabama. Give me the fucking Tigers, baby. Now, if you didn't tune in to College Sports Villains last night, I predicted that South Carolina will go into Lexington, Kentucky, and get the win. Why? Well, I really thought that it was going to be at South Carolina. But I'm still going to ride that train that I think South Carolina gets a win over Kentucky. Now, Kentucky had a convincing win last week. I believe it was 31-0. Don't know the team that they played, but South Carolina getting barely squeaking by against Old Dominion. I really think that this is the kind of game that South Carolina really needs to go into looking like, hey, we got to get our fucking shit together. So that's one of the reasons that's one of the reasons why I'm going with South Carolina. Next up, we got Michigan State at Maryland. You best believe I'm going with the Maryland Terrapins. Eastern Michigan goes into Husky Stadium in Seattle, Washington to take on the Huskies. Give me the fucking Huskies. South Dakota at Wisconsin. I got to go with Wisconsin. Man, Boston College, after the win over Florida State. Dickenzie? I really hope I said that right. Let me know in the comments if I did not. But Dickenzie goes into Boston College. Give me Boston College. Charlotte at North Carolina. Give me the Tar Heels. Idaho at Wyoming. Now, the fact that Idaho lost to Oregon, of all teams, by 10 points, you know what? I'm going to say that Idaho gets a win over Wyoming. They definitely need a bounce-back win after losing to Oregon. I think this is a game that they get the win. Anyways, next game up, Temple at Navy. Hoo-yah, Navy! University Texas San Antonio at Texas State. I say Texas State gets the win. Middle Tennessee at number 6, Ole Miss. Ole Miss, please don't bash the freaking hell out of Tennessee the same way that you did Furman. I'm taking Ole Miss. Marshall at Virginia Tech. Man, how Virginia Tech lost to Vanderbilt is kind of surprising. But I think this is definitely, it's in Blacksburg, Virginia. This is definitely a game that Virginia Tech wins. Next game up, we got Florida A&M at number 12, Miami, in the Hard Rock Stadium, Miami Gardens, Florida. Give me the fucking U. After that, we got University Albany at West Virginia. West Virginia definitely bounces back after losing to Penn State. Gardner Webb at James Madison. Give me James Madison. Now, a game that the host of College Sports Villains, Mr. Andrew Anderson, called an upset. I'm not sure if, I think he said Old Dominion. Yeah. So he has East Carolina going into Old Dominion, and Old Dominion walks out on top. You know what? Give me Old Dominion as well. University of South Florida goes into Tuscaloosa to take on the 4th-ranked Crimson Tide. How the fuck Alabama last year went into Tampa to take on South Florida Bulls and walked away with a 17-7 win. Man, I've been saying this for so long. Jalen Milroe takes a very big step forward. He obviously took a big step forward against Western Kentucky. This is a game that he really needs to show, oh, he's for real. You need to, Jalen Milroe, you need to hang up more than 17 points on South Florida, but I'm still going to take the Crimson Tide. Buffalo goes into number 9, Missouri. Give me number 9, Missouri. 19, Kansas goes into Champaign, Illinois to take on the Fighting Illini. I'm going to have to go with 19, Kansas. Sanford goes into Gainesville. Florida Gators, y'all better bounce back after a humiliating loss to the fucking Miami Hurricanes. You better bounce back, and you better get the win over fucking Sanford. Let's see here. Man, there's a lot of games that are going on tomorrow. All right, so let's start with this. William and Mary at Coastal Carolina. Give me Coastal Carolina. Eastern Kentucky at Western Kentucky. You know what? I'm going to say Western Kentucky bounces back after a decimating loss to Alabama like that last week. Chattanooga, one of the best teams in the FSC that I've heard. FCS. Against Georgia State, I'm going to take Chattanooga. Virginia at Wake Forest. That's a 5 p.m. game. 7 or 6 in the Midwest. Or no. Let's see. Wake Forest. I believe they're in North Carolina. Look, either way, if it's a blackout game for Wake Forest, I'm taking Wake Forest. Let's see. UAB at UL Monroe. Give me University Alabama Birmingham. Here we go. Now we're talking. Western Michigan goes into Columbus to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. It's going to be the Ohio State Buckeyes. It's not even close. I firmly believe this because I talked about it last night on College Sports Villains. Tennessee goes into Charlotte, North Carolina, and gives North Carolina State a run for their fucking money. But Tennessee gets the win. Nichols at 18 LSU. Look, Tigers, this is your chance to redeem yourselves after an embarrassing ass fucking loss to USC on a last minute penalty bullshit like that. Alcorn State at Vanderbilt. Give me Vanderbilt. Now, this next game, sorry, I got an edge. Now, this next game, from what I heard, Matt Rule has had this game circled on his calendar for a year. Colorado goes into Lincoln, Nebraska to take on the Cornhuskers. Look, one thing I heard last night was Nebraska actually has depth. Something that Colorado is lacking. Why? Because Deion Sanders would rather put his time and effort into his son at quarterback and Travis Hunter, who is a cornerback and wide receiver. Why the fuck would you do that? Get some depth to the team so you can actually be a national championship contender, my guy. Jesus, and you're supposed to be the greatest of all time for cornerbacks? I'm really questioning your coaching at Colorado since moving on from Jacksonville State. Oy. Anyways, next game up, we got Stephen F. Austin at North Texas. Give me North Texas. Houston goes into Norman, Oklahoma to take on 15th ranked Oklahoma. Give me Oklahoma. Next game up, Appalachian State at 25 Clemson. I got to go with Clemson. Southern Utah at UTEP. Give me fucking UTEP. Ooh, now this is sure to be a good game. Unranked Boise State goes into Eugene, Oregon to take on 7th ranked Oregon. Now, Oregon barely squeaked by the feathers on their duck ass. Just beating Idaho. So what's going to happen when Boise State comes to visit? You know what? This is another upset I'm going to take. Give me Boise State over Oregon. God, it's allergy season here. I don't know why. Next game up, we got Northern Arizona at 20th ranked Arizona. Give me the fucking Wildcats. We got Texas Tech going into Pullman, Washington to take on the Cougars. You know what? I'm going to take the Cougars. Liberty at New Mexico State. I'm definitely taking Liberty. Mississippi State at Arizona State. I'm easily taking Mississippi State. And to close things out, Utah State goes into the Memorial Coliseum in Los Angeles, California, to take on 13th ranked USC. As much as I hate saying it, USC is walking out the winner. Why? Because they're in Los Angeles, California, and it's not even close. I appreciate that, Maddie. I really appreciate that. Not? What the hell are you talking about? You might want to put some more context into what you're talking about. So put that context in the comments, and I will make some NFL predictions while I'm at it. Or actually, you know what? I've already made some college football predictions. So it is time to take the final commercial break of this show. With the NFL season right around the corner, I know there's NFL football, or I know there's an NFL game on right now, but when it comes to Sunday, if you're in a relationship, or I should say, if you have a girlfriend, a wife, whatever, they best be prepared for us to be sitting on the couch rooting for a team that is literally going to determine our mood for the upcoming week. Oh, man. But we're going to take our final commercial break, and we're going to come back with some NFL predictions. Man, oh man, do I really hope that site has a signed Tom Brady New England Patriots jersey, because man, would I love to give my wife a present like that. Anyways, when she's not rooting for the Bears, she also supports the New England Patriots. Why? Because she came up during the Tom Brady era. But hey, it is what it is. Me being a Giants fan, Tommy Cutlets, how you doing? Me being a Giants fan, I am so glad that I got to witness Eli Manning beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, not once. And look, I will die on this hill that the 2007 Super Bowl between the Giants and the Patriots is the greatest Super Bowl of all time, and it's not even close. It's the Giants went on a unprecedented run, and everybody and their dead relative in the country knew that, or I should say, were betting on the fact that the Patriots were going to finish the season undefeated. The first time since the 1972 Miami Dolphins. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. But yeah, look, Super Bowl 42, easily the greatest Super Bowl of all time, and it's not even close. USC will play Ohio State. Ooh, Maddie. That's a bold prediction, my guy, because look, I got Ohio State at the top, I got Penn State just below them, and then it's just everybody else. Like, look, I see it like this. This is easily Ohio State's best year to actually do something and actually beat Michigan after losing 3 straight the last 3 years. Because, look, if Michigan beats Ohio State, man, is that seat for Ryan Day more hot than Bill Napier. Oh, my God. Ohio State, y'all better do something this year. Y'all better go undefeated. Y'all better get into the college football playoffs. Just do something. Get close to winning the national championship. Because, like I said, I got Penn State just below y'all. All right. A very bold take, Maddie. A very bold take. And now we are about to get into some NFL predictions right now before we end this episode. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles are up 14-12 on the Green Bay Packers. It is currently the second quarter right now. We are at just 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. I firmly believe that going into the second half of this game, Philadelphia comes out with a fire lit under their fucking asses, because how the hell they're let Jordan Love do something like this? And, like, what the fuck? Now Green Bay is up fucking 19-14. I know I'm decked out in fucking Giants gear, but I am really hoping that the Philadelphia fucking Eagles walk away with a win right now. All right, but let's get into Sunday's matchups. Now, we got Pittsburgh at Atlanta. Kirk Cousins will be under center. Who the hell knows is going to be under center for Pittsburgh? I'm taking Atlanta. Arizona goes into Buffalo, New York at Orchard Park. Give me Buffalo. Yeah. Oh, shit. Was it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so right now, an update for the Green Bay-Philadelphia game. There was a false start on Green Bay. The touchdown is taken away. Why the touchdown is still on So I guess a touchdown fucking counted despite a false start. Why not take it back? Good God. Anyways, next game up, we got Tennessee going into Chicago. Give me Chicago. Look, I really believe Caleb Williams isn't that guy. Had Chicago actually stuck with Justin Fields, they would actually do something this year because they have Rome and Dunze, they have DJ Moore, and hell, if they use the first pick in the fucking draft to get Marvin Harrison Jr. and actually build around Justin Fields, then the Bears would actually do something this season. But no, it's been 4 years and he hasn't produced a winning season, and we've seen little flashes of Justin Fields. God for freaking bid. God, look, again, I'm a Giants fan, but I also support the Chicago Bears when they're not playing the New York Giants. As much as I want to root for the Bears this year, I really don't think that Caleb Williams is that fucking guy. The dude paints his fucking nails, for crying out loud. What kind of quarterback does that? Unless you're a catcher in baseball, who the fuck does that? But I'm still going to give Chicago the win. Anyways, next game up, we got New England at Cincinnati. Now, Joe Burrow is in his Slim Brady era, that named courtesy of Gridiron Heights on the Bleacher Report YouTube page. Yeah. If you don't follow the Bleacher Report on YouTube and check out the series Gridiron Heights, you are seriously missing out. It is an awesome show. It is about a 90-second little clip of a cartoon version of what's going on in the NFL. I love it. If you're an NFL fan, I know y'all are going to love it. Anyways, next game up, Houston at Indianapolis. Give me the Houston Texans. Look, I know Anthony Richardson is returning, but CJ Stroud, this is easily the best way to start off your sophomore season. Jacksonville at Miami. God, it's really tough to judge this Miami team, especially with Tua Tagovailoa under center and what the Jaguars have going on. Now, sure, Miami does have some serious offense. They have David Achene. I'm not sure if I said that right. Raheem Mostert, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. There might be another receiver in there. I'm not 100% sure. However, Miami did lose Christian Wilkinson to the Las Vegas Raiders. You know what? Despite the fact that this is a battle of Florida in the NFL level, I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Miami Marlins. Next game up, we got Carolina at New Orleans. Give me the Saints. After that, we got Minnesota at New York. I know J.J. McCarthy is more than likely going to be the starter of this game. So, not trying to be biased, obviously. I'm not trying to be biased, but I say that the New York Giants get a win over the Minnesota Vikings. Las Vegas, the Raiders go into Inglewood to take on the San Diego Chargers. Yes, I am that big of a passionate football fan that I still call the LA Chargers the San Diego Chargers. Why? Because the same reason that I call the Washington Commanders the Washington Redskins. If you're a diehard football fan, you can do whatever you want to a fucking team, but you can't erase history. Anyways, next game up, this is a easy no-brainer. Give me Seattle over Denver. Now, this game is definitely going to be a good one. We got Dallas going into Cleveland. Now, Cleveland has been seeing quite the QB carousel since Deshaun Watson. Thanks, Cleveland, for ruining the QB market. Since Deshaun Watson signed a 5-year, $230 million fully guaranteed contract. Since then, Cleveland's defense has been the one thing that has been keeping them in the AFC playoff picture. I'm not sure if Deshaun Watson is starting, but I'm going to go with Cleveland just based off their defense alone. Washington, though, the Redskins go into Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. Give me the Buccaneers. And on Sunday Night Football, we got the LA Rams. Matthew Stafford coming home once again since the NFL playoffs last year, coming to Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. Look, Stafford, love you. You did a lot of good things for the Tigers. Unfortunately, what the Tigers were fucking thinking, or what the Lions, wow, I don't know why I was saying Tigers, what the Lions were thinking. Now, yes, you did have Calvin Johnson, but man, it was so hard for you to stay healthy in Detroit. And man, the QBs that followed, Detroit had no idea what they're doing. But Detroit actually has an idea of what they're doing right now. They bolt up today, Junior. They bolt up their defense with Aiden Hutchinson. They actually have a decent quarterback under center, being Jared Goff, and they have, honestly, in my opinion, right now, the best wide receiver in the NFL, being Amon-Ra St. Brown. This dude literally missed one game with a torn oblique and then went on to finish the season with over 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns. Give me the fucking Detroit Lions. And then on Monday Night Football, anyways, sorry, I got distracted by the game between the Packers and the Eagles. Now, the game on Monday Night Football, the New York Jets and the San Francisco 49ers. Man, oh man, oh man. I wish a Tom Brady team that was 18-0 before they lost to the New York Giants. Ooh. Look, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to go with 72 Dolphins. They are, up until the Patriots, were the only undefeated team in NFL history. I just, it is what it is. Just remember this prediction tomorrow. Kentucky will beat South Carolina 45-17. You heard it here. I will remember it. I will remember it. And when it comes time for next Friday, I will come on and I will admit that I was wrong. All right? Hey, I'm a man of integrity and accountability. So we shall see how tomorrow goes between South Carolina and Kentucky. Man, is it going to be a good one. But let's get back to the final NFL prediction of the night. Now, we got the New York Jets going into San Francisco to take on the 40 freaking Niners. Hey. Dap up. Accountability and integrity. That's really all that matters at the end of the day. So, but yeah, so last game on Monday night, we got the New York Jets that Mike Greenberg has been basically breaking an arm blazing over because, oh yeah, assuming that Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy, the Jets are one of the best teams that can give Kansas City a run for their fucking money. Nah. Look, Nick Bosa of the San Francisco 49ers has the best chance to do the funniest fucking thing possible. Now, if you didn't watch last year, it really took 4 plays for Rodgers to be out for the entirety of the season. Now, it's definitely a bad thing to laugh at. I respect Rodgers and everything that he's done for the Green Bay Packers organization. But to come into a new team and your season literally lasted 4 plays, you really have some high expectations to live up to. And I'm sorry, after what happened 7 weeks ago, if you know, you know. I'm only going to say 2 words. Donald Trump. if you know what happened 7 weeks ago with Donald Trump, man, give me a full-on lock-in for MVP Nick Bosa. Hell, if anything, give me a full-on lock-in for Nick Bosa, Defensive Player of the Year. But I'm easily, and it's not even close, going to take the 49ers over the New York Jets. All right, so we just finished up our last prediction for NFL games. Look, like I said in the beginning, do not forget to click the link in the description of this video, and be sure to check out the other social media platforms of this show. No Mercy Sports. I am available on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. The list goes on, and soon to be coming fucking Twitch. And that is going to be for when I do live streams. Now, speaking of live streams, next weekend is a UFC fight featuring Sean O'Malley, and it's gonna be a fucking good one. I can't wait. Why? Because Sean O'Malley is a hell of a UFC fighter, and I cannot wait to see what he does next weekend. However, though, like I said in the beginning of this video, aside from the social media platforms, do not forget to click the tab that says True Victory if you want some awesome True Victory apparel, whether it's t-shirt, tank tops, shorts, pants, gym bag, decal. The list goes on and on. Hell, they even have military t-shirts, Army, Navy, Air Force, the fucking Marines, with the battle cry that they have on the front, and it is awesome. All right. And when you have found what you are looking for at True Victory, be sure to use code NoMercySports15 for 15% off your entire purchase. I am No Mercy Sports. This has been a show sponsored by the Dog Media Network. I will see y'all next week. Peace